feel like there ain't nothing to do, remember that any stimuli can give you the gratification that you may need in a moment. Ain't nothing wrong with being stimulated in a world that has built us to chase stimulation. But it's better to find real, good, positive stimulation, whatever that means for you, compared to negative stimulation and things that are really not even negative stimulation all the time because it's subjective. I more say anything that has a hold over you or something that you just really can't control that just has a hold over you. But the point of what I'm saying that is I turned on the video and I was listening to outside and remember that just listening to those noises of nature is a stimulant. One that actually is very calming and very relaxing. So if you ever just need something to do at night, just go outside and listen to nature, bro. Some of the quietest points in any days because of how busy our days can be, loud. Honestly, I just turned on the camera to sit and talk, I guess. I mean, I feel like I'm the only person that really understands me in a lot of situations. And I feel like at times I talk to myself anyway, so it's like, why not just talk to myself with the camera on? See if people out there can relate or feel whatever I'm saying, that they can make a bigger difference. And you realize, just put out yourself, put out how you feel. Because believe it or not, there's somebody out there that's like you, that feel the same way as you. Y'all may be completely different, come from completely different backgrounds, all that shit, but they can feel exactly how you feel about a certain thing or about everything. And it could just be really nice to get connected with those people because those are the people that are actually going to help you evolve. And it's not to say that you need those people to validate how you feel, because it's not about validation. It's about connecting with people who can understand you. If somebody constantly doesn't understand you, they don't respect you. Because, I mean, they don't respect you enough to take the time, one, to understand you, or two, change themselves. I don't want to say change themselves, change their mind to understand you. And the second one is a little iffy, because it is a true fact that as a human, one of the hardest things that we can do is change our mind about something. Like, even just watching the process of our neural pathways having to disconnect and then reconnect to a new idea, it can be challenging, and you can't judge anybody for it. You shouldn't judge anybody anyways, but you can't judge anybody for not being as open to changing their mind about something about you. But that's up to you at that point to choose whether or not that person is supposed to be in your life. Because while you can't fault them necessarily all the time for not having the mental capacity to look at things a different way, it is their fault if they're not even willing to be considerate and allow you to just be you and they be them and act respectful towards you. I mean, it's respecting at the end of the day. Like, bro, if you saying something about how you feel and you getting looked at weird, or they make a slick comment, or just do something that doesn't show that they're in support fully, that's fine, but don't let disrespect go unchecked. Or at least don't let yourself fall into the thought process of, oh, it was nothing, that was just them reacting, that's not how they actually felt, because this it is. A person's initial reaction, initial statement, whatever, is how they actually feel. If they switch it up, they switch it up. And they may be able to make it sound better, but at the end of the day, if somebody says some shit off rip, that's how they feel, bro. And you gotta listen, you gotta pay attention, you gotta understand that shit is not, it's not a game. People are not a game. This life is a game, but people aren't a game, because people are only a reflection of you. And if you yourself know, unless you're just that much of a liar that you never say anything truthful, if you yourself know that in those moments where you just blurt something out that is like absolutely true, but you didn't mean to say it how you said it, that just means it's the universe talking through you, bro. It's the universe saying the thing that you wanted to say how you need to say it, not how you want to say it, because how we want to say it always is better and sugar-coated, and it can get taken in so many ways that people misunderstand it, and then they use it as an excuse for why they misunderstand you. Because it really is honestly just an excuse after a while. Like people not understanding you. Like I said, after so long, it becomes more disrespect than it becomes, just a misunderstanding. Because that means that they have no care, time, or not willing to make time, not giving the care and the love that's needed to actually accept somebody for how they are and still love them for how they are regardless. Like, bro, I believe we're perfectly imperfect. I believe our imperfections are what make us perfect, because that's what make us different and make us unique. But I don't believe that I'm always in the right. I don't believe I don't make mistakes. I don't believe that I haven't fucked up tremendously in my life. That's not the case. I just choose to love myself over all of the shit that's in my past, because it's in the past. Everything is going to show its face again at some point, but that's everything, even the good shit. Even the best shit that I ever did is going to come around again in a different way, tenfold. Like, it's not a case that, we're always going to make the right choice. It's a case that we make the right choice when we need to make the right choice. And usually if we make the right choice in that moment, the universe is going to reflect that through grace and favor. Because that's all the universe wants us to do, is to make the right choice. In alignment. The choice that's in alignment. I won't even say right, because I feel like right is subjective too, to a certain degree. The choices that are in alignment. And the reason I say that too, I want to go off from that, is just, you can't always say what's right or wrong, bro. We don't know what the fuck is right or wrong all the time. We ain't perfect, and we didn't create this world. Everything we believe to be right could be completely fucking wrong. We don't know. To the creator, at least. But because we grew up in a world that told us that how we feel is always right, people got that distorted with what they think is always right, instead of actually going with their feelings. They go with their thoughts. I feel like that's one of the biggest disconnections of the human race, is us going with our thoughts instead of our feelings. Because I promise you, if we went with our feelings, if everybody went with their feelings, they felt, and they went with what they were feeling instead of what they thought or what they're thinking, we would be a whole lot more connected as a people, as a race, as a species. Because then we would actually feel for each other. We would be considerate to each other. We would understand each other. We would respect each other. We would care about each other. We would love each other. And I mean, that honestly in itself can just start with a fucking conversation. Like, a conversation can go a long way, Asking somebody how they are, checking up on people, that shit goes a long way. We just don't do that shit anymore. Because if it's not about us, if it's not somebody that can benefit us, if we're not a part of it already, we don't care about it. They could be one of our closest friends. But if we're not actively in their face, if they're not actively in ours, really, if they're not actively in ours to some degree, we don't even think about them. I just thought about my boy Dudley today, out of nowhere. And it was my first time in a while, even though I ain't seen bro in a while. And like, it fucked me a little bit, because like, I really fuck with bro. He's a great person, great guy. He doing his thing. He trying to feed his people. He doing what he can to make his mark and make his impact, and he got love for people, and I see that, and I respect the fuck out of that, because he's a real person, you know. And I feel like so much of the time we be so caught up in our own shit that we be forgetting that this nigga's out here who would have been through some shit, who going through some shit, who just need a helping hand, a person to talk to, you know, somebody to fall back on. And I pray for bro. I wish nothing but the best for him. I hope he good. I hope to see him again, nigga. Deli, if you see us for some reason, my nigga, I hope you're doing good. I hope to speak to you and see you again. But just check on your people, man. You don't know what somebody going through. And even if they don't want to tell you at first, you checking in on them is going to give them a lot more trust in you to confide in you at some point, whether it's then in that moment or in the future. Because sometimes people just need a couple days, a couple hours, whatever, to process the things that they're going through before they start to share with people. And personally, as someone who does it, I respect that way more than somebody that just trauma dumps, because it's okay to release your trauma, you should, but you shouldn't just feel the shit and then immediately go dump it on somebody else. You need to feel the shit, then release the shit, and then go share it from a place of growth and a place of, I'm growing through this, or I'm on the other side of this, but I'm willing to share this with you because I feel comfortable enough to share to you what I went through. Trauma dumping has become so normalized and it's weird. But maybe it's not the fault of the people who do it. Maybe it's the fault of the way that we've been led to believe, that the way that we've been misinformed on how to release our emotions. Because I feel like, especially now with all the releasing and sharing how you feel and shit like that, with a lot of that going on in the world, I feel like people are still forgetting that that doesn't mean make your problem somebody else's. And it definitely don't mean making everybody care about you, because you shouldn't even want that, because if it's not real care, why the fuck you want it? If it's not real love, why the fuck you want it? If it's not real respect, why the fuck you want it? And like I said, if we were feeling more instead of thinking, we would feel the fakeness and we would walk away from it, because we don't want fake shit. No matter how bad or no matter how much people in our world may follow fake shit, we don't want fake shit. We just follow fake shit because it's the easiest thing to grasp onto in a moment. The real shit, once it comes out, people flock to that shit. People love that shit because that's what we want. That's like moss to a flame. That's why if you're a real person, if you somebody that just is honest and open and loving and shit like that, people will flock to you naturally. You ain't even gotta do shit. Because people feel that energy without even having to see you, without having to meet you. Energy is more important than money, bro. I need to get that shit through y'all head before it's too late. Y'all so focused on money, y'all forgetting that you need energy to even have money. You can't even hold on to large sums of money if you ain't got the energy to. That's a vibrational frequency. Abundance is a vibrational frequency. Financial abundance is a vibrational frequency. Like, money is energy. You cannot attract money if you ain't got the energy to. But y'all be moving around in low vibration so much, y'all don't even know the fucking difference. And ain't nothing wrong with it, nigga. We all gotta evolve. We all gotta go through the chakras, and we gotta start at the bottom. But you can't bro. You shouldn't be allowing yourself to stay in the same shit that's keeping you in the same places. Because usually those same places mean that you're in the same chakras. And if you're in the same chakras, you're usually in the bottom ones because you ain't fucking moved out of them. And it's hard, bro. It's not like niggas is gonna be doing this shit overnight. I mean, you could do it overnight, but it's not like everybody gonna do it overnight. It's okay. Give yourself time and give yourself grace. But my nigga, at least try. And actually try. Don't just say you trying just so you can look cool or be a part of the trend of spirituality and shit. Actually try. You'll see a difference, and you're gonna see a lot of shit come up that you like, what the fuck? But you gotta let that shit go. Because the whole reason it's coming back up is because you didn't let it go in the first place. Letting go is such an important part of life that we neglect, bro. Even pictures and shit on your phone, nigga, delete that shit, bro. If it's in the past, let it be in the past. If you gonna keep it, put them in a different app so you ain't gotta see them all the time, and it can actually be something you reminisce on and not something that you just open one of the main apps or main features of your phone and fucking see, bro. Fuck all that. It's not doing nothing but weighing you back or weighing you down. Your phone is a connection to you too. If you have a phone, you're supposed to have that phone. Everything you have, you're supposed to have in the moment that you're in. So if you got that phone is an extension of you. And if it's an extension of you, it's backed up, what the fuck you think you is? People want to be prepared so bad, they're not allowing themselves to actually prepare. The past ain't gonna help you prepare for shit. You think I developed because as a model because of my first runway walk? Shit, I didn't even develop as a model for my last one. I developed to a certain degree every time, but my development comes from my willingness and readiness and wants and desire to do it again, because I learned from my past, but I'm focused on the present, improving in the present, so I'm prepared in the future. You will never get to where you need to be for the version of yourself in the future that you are trying to be if you are stuck in the past. You gotta let that shit go. You gotta move the fuck on. It's not even worth your time and energy. Jesus. Nothing back there is worth your time and energy. It's back there for a fucking reason. When it comes back around, be ready. But don't fucking stay in the shit. There's a lot of sayings that go with this. Why would you stay in the shit? You walk past it, you walk through it. Why would you stay in the hell when you can walk through hell, Don't stand in bullshit. Go through that bullshit and get out the other side. That's why niggas off they self, because they don't be willing to go through the bullshit. You gotta be willing to go through the bullshit in a life of bullshit, bro. Like, it's really that simple. We live a life of sin. We live a life of bullshit. We live a life of lies and deceit and trickery and fake people and magic and all types of crazy shit. Like, you can't believe in nothing besides yourself. Because nothing outside of you is ever going to be real until the world is like that. And the world is going in that direction, hell yeah. But it's still time. It's still going to be a lot of time before it's actually to that point. Now, a lot of people aren't going to make it there, but that's just the reality of it. Because a lot of people want to stay in the fake shit. It's more comfortable. It's not as scary. And there be motherfuckers that you really think is connected to. A YouTuber I used to watch a lot, they used to I wouldn't call it channels necessarily, just, give motivation and speak about things to help better yourself spiritually and be more inept with yourself, be more in touch with yourself. He used to speak a lot about Zoom. His name is Vibes and Frequencies, by the way. This is his YouTube channel. It's called Vibes and Frequencies. I forgot his name. Good dude from what I can see. I don't know the man, so I'm not gonna say that. But he used to talk a lot about zooming out, not being so focused or honed in on a specific version of you, a specific situation, a specific version of somebody else. To zoom out and see everything and remember that everything is everything and nothing is new under the sun. So if you're experiencing something, typically you've already experienced it before. If you felt something, you felt it before. If you said something, you said it before. Nothing is new. And when you look at life like that, you realize that there is really nothing that you can do besides walking the path that you're given, because that is what you're supposed to do anyways. And I bring that up because I feel like a lot of times people say that I'm too optimistic, I'm too trusting, I'm too this, I'm too that, of other people. And it's not, and you have to understand, I've definitely had my fair share of fucked up situations behind being too gracious, or being too loving, or being too caring. Everybody has. But it's because I live life from a zoomed out perspective. I don't look at somebody because of who they are in a moment. I look at who they are as everything, because they are everything just like me. I can't judge you for how you act right now, because you may not act like that in a couple years. And if you do, I'm still not gonna judge you. I'm just gonna separate myself. And it don't even gotta be a couple years. It could be a couple months. It could be a couple days. Shit. People are gonna show you who they are off rip. You gotta believe that shit. And then if they continue to show you who they are, let that shit slide. If they're not supposed to be for you, if they're not for you. Ain't shit holding you back besides you, bro. Ain't shit slowing you down besides you. Because even those people in your life that are slowing you down, or that may feel like they slowing you down, first of all, they only reflections of you. So that means you slowing you down again. And secondly, most importantly, you are choosing to have those people in your life. You are choosing to have that stimulant in your life. You are choosing to have that vice, that issue, that problem in your life. Be graceful, or be gracious to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself, and understand that that's a part of growth too, is experiencing those negative things and the things that aren't the best for you. But if you know that thing and you're continuously doing it still, even with that knowledge, you have to know that you're gonna get fucked over, and the person that's fucking you over is yourself. Because the universe has done all it could to show you that this is not for you, and you are still chasing it, or going after it, or desiring it, or wanting it, whatever. And you're gonna have to learn one way or another, bro. We all gotta learn somehow. Some lessons are easier than others. Some people get it faster than others. Some people get it without as much force or as much backlash as others. But people are gonna be who they are, bro. The more you try to judge somebody, the more you waste energy judging somebody. The more you try to judge somebody, the more you wasting your life force to judge somebody. The more you judge somebody, the more you are disconnecting yourself from source, because you're disconnecting yourself from the reason you're here. Because judgment is the last thing that should be on your fucking mind when you know damn well you ain't no motherfucking better. I swear people want to believe they so much better than somebody else just because they wouldn't do something that person would do, but the whole time they don't even fucking know that. You don't know what you're gonna do in this life, bro. You don't know what mistakes you're gonna make, or what you're gonna say wrong, or what you're gonna do wrong, because it's not up to you to decide what's right or wrong. It's up to your environment to decide if something was right or wrong, and that's based off of source.